Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K Facebook Live video. And I'm just out here double checking that I'm live and that everything looks good on the screen. So hopefully it does. And if you are joining me, feel free to say hello in the comments, and I will try to keep an eye on comments and questions and that sort of thing that come in as I go along. But if you're here, feel free to say hello. And it looks like Connie, got a couple of people joining here. So I see Connie and Patricia and Karen. So thanks so much for hopping in today. I appreciate y'all being here. So today I'm going to show you show you a fun card that I made with the Forever Fern stamp set bundle. So this is the card we're going to be making today. I'm going to make a slightly different version of it, just because I picked a little different piece of the Forever Gold laser cut specialty paper. I'm trying to remember all these, but hey Jerry, I'm glad you're here today as well. So thanks for joining, and I see Pam is here too. So cool. I'm glad, getting a nice little group out here. So this is the card that we were making today. A couple of things on it. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a layer. You can see it really well in person, but I know it doesn't always show up so well on camera. There is a layer that I embossed with the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. I'm trying to remember, trying to remember all the names of everything. Hey, Deborah, thanks for joining today. So I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a layer that's embossed underneath the gold panel that I've got on here. So it just adds a little bit of texture to it, and I thought it added a nice little touch. So thought I'd have everything memorized. I don't know why it takes me forever, because some of these are like a huge mouthful of things to say. I think that's the issue, is I'm like, it's not just gold foil cut paper. It's the Forever Gold laser cut specialty paper. So that's a little more to try to remember. So I think that's why I fumble through so many of these. So, all right, so this is the card we're making today. I'm going to set this over here for a second. We are using the Forever Fern stamp set bundle. Hey, Brenda, glad that you're here as well. And Meryl is here too. Great. And this is a great stamp set bundle. I mean, the images are just so pretty. I don't know, again, it's one of the distinctive stamps, so you don't have to do anything extra to get it look kind of like layered stamping look on it. Just ink it up and stamp it, and it's done. So this is the stamp set bundle that we're using today. It's called Forever Fern. It's from the upcoming catalog, the 2020 to 2021 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog, which ordering starts next week, Wednesday already. So I'm just kind of, wow, it's here already. So hey, Kay, I see you're here, and she is here, and Karen. So thanks for joining today, everybody. So this is one of the new bundles that demonstrators can pre-order from the catalog, and it's awesome. So I know this one will definitely be one that you all will need. So because I said so. For whatever that's worth. So it is a bundle, and it's actually got dies that coordinate with it. So the dies that have the open centers on them are ones that actually cut out the different floral or different branch floral images, leaf images, I guess we can call them, from the stamp set. So hey, Beth, I'm glad you got it on your pre-order. It's awesome. It's awesome. So it cuts out the stamped images, and then there are some additional dies, and we're going to use this one today. I think just this one today, that cut out some extra images. So it's very nice. So hey, Catherine, you need the gold laser cut sheets? Yes, you do. Just trust me, you do. Because it's not only that it's awesome because they've got the kind of rectangular designs that fit on the card fronts, but they also have some that layer underneath the sentiments, and they're beautiful. So yes, you definitely need to get those. So of course, I think you need everything, but you definitely need those. So, all right, so this is the stamp set bundle that we are using today. And I'm going to set aside the dies for a second. And we're also using the Stitched Shapes dies, which I use the second one of the circles to cut out the sentiment on here. So I'll set that over here. And then this is which of course, again, I'm sure you can't see it particularly well because it doesn't show up well on the video, I'm sure. But this is the Tasteful Textiles 3D embossing folder, which again, in my opinion, this is one that's right up there with the subtle embossing folder. You can use it on everything, and it's fantastic. So definitely a must get. And again, this is from the new catalog. So hey, Myrtle, thanks for joining. And I see Katrina's here too. Thank you very much for your nice comments. So, all right, so let me set this aside. Oh, one more thing. Stampin' Up! Just let us know. If you are not a demonstrator, June will be an excellent time for you to join. So I'll just lay this out here. Stampin' Up! Is actually, in addition to your normal starter kit, that you get, normally you get to, the starter kit is $99 and you get to pick $125 worth of merchandise of your choice for a starter kit. But in addition to that, during the month of June, from June 3rd to June 30th, you also get to pick a free bundle, like Stamp Set and Punch or Stamp Set and Die bundle of your choice from the catalogs, from any of the current catalogs. So, well, from the current catalog, I should say. So that's definitely an awesome extra bonus. So if you are not a demonstrator but are interested in joining, let me know. I would love to talk with you more about it, and I can give you all the details on that. But it is a great deal, getting an extra bundle for free. And on top of that, your starter kit always ships for free. So let me know if you have questions. I would love to chat with you more about it. So I will set that aside for now, and we'll get moving on the card. So it's definitely a deal, Catherine. That's one of the best deals I've seen Stampin' Up! Offer. So it's the embossing folder looks like a paper towel. Well, kind of. Yeah, you're probably right. It kind of looks like a paper towel. So again, I'll try to hold it up here and hold it still, so hopefully you can see it on the camera. I went ahead and embossed this piece of cardstock before we got started. My original card I have as the opening, kind of the portrait way. The card we're going to make today is actually going to be opening like a book type card. Can you rejoin? Sure, Karen. Yeah, that it is a really good deal. I'm telling you, it's an awesome deal. So we're starting with a thick Whisper White card base. This card base is cut to 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. My original card base was cut to 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5.5, which they both equal the exact same card, just a little different fold on them. This piece of Whisper White cardstock is 3.5 by 5 inches, and again, I embossed it with the Tasteful Textile. I want to call it texture, and I don't know why. It's the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, and we are just going to use a little bit of liquid glue to adhere that to the card front. So, yeah, good idea, Karen. No, well, yeah. I won't comment on that. So, I don't know why my printer is going suddenly, but apparently somebody must be printing something in our house. I apologize. There's going to be some racket here. Oh, it's my daughter, Anna. So she decided to hop in and print before she realized that I was live in here. So hopefully it won't make too much noise. I don't know how many pages she's printing, but hopefully not a lot. So, she says just one. So, all right. So this is another one of the Forever Gold laser cut specialty designer or specialty paper pieces that I'm going to be using and layering that over the card front just to give it a little different look. And I'm just going to add a couple little touches of multi-purpose liquid glue over this. These sheets, they're not terribly difficult to adhere on. You just want to use a really light hand with your liquid glue so that you don't end up with it stuck to everything and oozing out everywhere in places where you don't want it to be. So, all right, so I think we got enough glue on there to hold it. So I'm going to flip this over and try not to stick my fingers right straight into the glue as I put it down here on my card front. Try to get it lined up. Hopefully, there we go. I think we got it. So I'm going to hold it down for a second. Make sure that I'm on here straight. One other thing that we did, Stampin' Up! Announced today, and I am beyond excited. They announced today that their shipping department should be back to normal and back up and running at 100%. Starting on June 1st. So yay. I know it's been a difficult few weeks, months for those of us who've been waiting forever, or what feels like forever, for our Stampin' Up! Orders to arrive. Stampin' Up! Announced that starting June 1st, they should be able to get back on track and be, it may take them a couple of days to get caught up, especially with the new catalog ordering starting, but yay, they should be up to full capacity again on their shipping soon. So I'm happy to hear that. While I was gabbing, I was busy cutting and not telling you what I was doing. So we have the Forever Greenery Trim Combo Pack, which again, this is from the upcoming catalog. It is a combo pack, obviously, where it's got some gold twine, very pretty gold twine, and then a ribbon that's sort of like a muslin ribbon. And it's really pretty. It's really soft and easy to use and work with. So that is where that ribbon came from. And we're just going to adhere a little bit on. Ooh, my snail, of course, is not within reach. Oh, goodness. Sorry, I thought I had everything ready to go here. So we're going to use a little bit of snail and just going to put it over here on the card front. And hopefully put my ribbon on here so it's not hanging off the side. All right, so we've got that put down. I'm going to scoot this over and we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So, got some Whisper White cardstock, and I pre-stamped a couple of the images ahead of time. So we've got the larger branch image, which I stamped in Shaded Spruce, and then this one I stamped in Mint Macaron ink, and then got a couple of die cut pieces as well. But we're going to start Mint Macaron. Soft Seafoam is the one I meant to say. Sorry. So we're going to start with stamping a little bit the opposite image of this one in Soft Seafoam ink. So put that down and set that aside for a second. And then we've got Shaded Spruce as our other color, which I don't know what I said, probably the wrong one again. So Shaded Spruce to stamp the second image here. And then the final image that we're going to stamp is the sentiment, and we're going to use Pretty Peacock for that. And the colors, I did not use the, what is the name of that designer? The Forever Greenery Designer Series paper. I didn't use that paper for my card, but I pulled the colors from it. So that's basically where I came up with a color combination, which I love that Stampin' Up! Gives us colors that coordinate nicely together, and I don't have to do too much thinking on it. So again, that was Pretty Peacock ink that I did that. Now I'm going to take, yes, they are distinctive stamps, Karen. So, yep, they kind of give you that layered effect without having to do any work, which is awesome. So I'm going to grab a couple of the dies here and do a little die cutting off to the side. While I'm doing the die cutting, just want to remind you that I'm doing Designer Series paper shares. So if you are interested in getting a little sampling of all of the new Designer Series papers from the upcoming catalog, take a peek out on my blog, which is stampwithamyk.com, and I've got my designer papers listed out there, and the share options that I have. Hopefully you can still hear me yelling over here. So if you're interested in joining, I would love to have you hop in for the share. I'm planning to order those right away on June 3rd, and should be able to get them cut up and back out to you, hopefully, early the next week. So, depending on how shipping and everything goes, hopefully that will, I'll have all the goodies for you and ready to go early in the week. So, you should have them in shortly after that. So, all right, so we're going to pop out everything that I die cut here. All right. So there we go. So there are the die cut pieces. Now all we have left to do is a little bit of layering on the card front, and we'll be done with the outside of it. I think I'm going to start with the die cut pieces here. Let me see. What I actually did, and I'm going to do it again, is I snipped this. This is cut from Shaded Spruce cardstock, and I used this die from the Forever Flourishing Dies is the name of this die set. So I used this die to cut that, and I actually snipped it in half, which I know, don't be too shocked, but I snipped it right in half just so that I could get it placed around the sentiment the way that I wanted it. So I'm going to lay these out here just because I needed a little extra space in it to fit the way I wanted it to around the sentiment. So I'm going to put this one over here, I think, and then take one of the larger greens, tuck it back behind. Same thing on the bottom, doing a couple, tucking in the larger green first on this one, and then my medium, and then the little snipped up green on the edge. And then we're going to take it and make sure that, yep, that will fit over the top. The last thing that I did was I cut, and I'm sure there's a word for these, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. I love this set too, Susan. I'm so happy to have it in the catalog. It's beautiful. So I'm sure there's a name for these, but I don't know what they are. Some sort of a greenery. And that's the die that cuts them. And I cut them from Pretty Peacock cardstock. And again, I did the same thing with these, as I actually just took them and snipped them in half so that I could kind of tuck the pieces in the spots where I needed and wanted them to be. So let me grab some glue dots here, and we'll start gluing a little bit of this down. The only thing kind of tricky about doing the the greenery, kind of the pile of greenery, is if you lay it all out and you absolutely love the way it looks, and then trying to get everything laid back out and put in that exact same order again and exactly where you wanted it is always a little difficult. If you have your camera, of course mine's busy filming right now, but if you have your camera, you can sometimes snap a quick picture of it, and then you kind of always know exactly how you had it laid out, so you don't have to try to remember exactly how it was. The one little trick that I sometimes do is just what I'm doing here, is where I've got the pieces laid out and then I tuck the glue dots up under them. Particularly for the larger pieces, it's a little easier. And then I'm going to do the same thing here with this one. And then I've got my final one that I'm going to add on here. Eucalyptus. I knew there was a name for them. I'm like, I know I've seen them before, but I am not a plant expert. And so I'm like, hey, whatever that one, they're usually kind of a purpley, bluey looking thing. So, yep, I was trying to get it to look like whatever it was, but I couldn't come up with a name of what it was. So glad that I've got some plant people on. Oop, and I just ripped that one. So we're going to take another little glue dot, stick it down here, and I think we will tuck that one in here, and then take a second one and do the same thing here. Put a little glue dot on it and tuck it in here. And we're kind of getting that big pile of greenery underneath. Get that out of the way. So I'll take that one and tuck it maybe right in here. How come the glue dots don't stick all over my fingers? You get them everywhere except on the paper. I don't know. I've always had good luck with glue dots. They don't generally stick to me. They usually stick to the paper pretty well. And I don't know. And maybe it's because I use my fingernail a lot of times when I'm trying to pick them up and move them around. But I don't know. I have good luck with them, so I like glue dots a lot. They work better for me than if I can stick it down with glue dots. I generally do, rather than trying to stick it down with the multi-purpose liquid glue, because that is what I end up with stuck absolutely all over me. So, but I don't know. I guess we each kind of have our own favorite adhesive, and glue dots are definitely one of mine. And my sister-in-law and I were chatting about it at one point, and she's like, glue dots are the best. You can fix anything with those. I even fixed my son's shoes and sent him off to school one day with glue dots. So apparently they do work for many more things other than just paper. She was able to stick his shoe back together so that he could make it through the school day with his broken up shoe. So, all right. So that is the basic layering for the greenery. So I really liked it against the gold foil too. I thought it was pretty. And then, just adding in a couple of the gold glitter enamel dots, which are carryover items. We had these, there was a Christmas bundle that came out, I think November-ish time frame, October, November, I can't remember exactly. And we had these little gold glitter enamel dots were part of that bundle. And they carried over, so thank goodness, yay, they're in the new catalog, and I really like them, and they're really pretty, and I think y'all should get a whole pile of these as well, but sorry, of course I get a phone call, and nobody ever calls me, and then right in the middle of a live video, someone decided to call, so hopefully I am back again. All right, so we've got the card front done. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on the inside with, again, shaded spruce. And it looks like I'm still going. Okay, thank goodness. Little shaded spruce ink here. We're going to stamp a couple of the greenery images on. And a second one down here. And then, let me close this up because I almost did stick my fingers in the ink or the block right in that one. And then I got a little bit of soft seafoam ink that we're going to stamp the second image on. And just do a little stamping, kind of layered collage-y look, which is really, really, really easy to do with these pretty stamps too. And close that one up, and then we're going to glue this to the inside of the card, and we will be all done. While I am gluing, I just wanted to remind you that Stampin' Up! Has got the retiring sale going on right now. So if there's anything from the 2 current catalogs that it will not be in the new catalog, make sure that you're getting those items purchased, because they will be going away on June 2nd, and then the new catalog ordering starts on June 3rd. And speaking of catalogs, if you do not have a copy of the new catalog and don't have a demonstrator that'll be sending you one, I would be happy to do that. Happy to send you a copy of the catalog. Just drop me an email at amy@stampwithamyk.com, and I will get a copy of the catalog in the mail to you. So Grammar teacher won't like that instead of who. Well, I've never said that I was a grammar teacher. So, all right. So there we are. That is it for today. So I've got just two slightly different cards, a little bit different on the background, and I used a little bit different sizing on the glitter enamel dots, but that is basically it for our card today. So thanks so much for joining, and let me know if you have any questions. I will be back on YouTube Live on Friday around 2 o'clock. Eastern time, and then I'll plan to be back live out here on Facebook at 2 o'clock Eastern time next week, Tuesday. So thanks again for joining. I appreciate you guys being here. I have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and we will talk again soon.